It is all about the apps, from Angry Birds to email, my particular favorite, Scrabble. Today, there are thousands of options for your smartphone.
But could some of these apps pose a danger to your phone and security? We're continuing our week-long series on mobile hacking. Fox 5's Matt DeLucia is live in the newsroom with more on the download do's and don'ts. Matt.
Yeah, good evening, John and Olivia. You know, most of us have heard that phrase, there's an app for that, and it's certainly not untrue. Obviously, Olivia has her Scrabble, and other folks have all sorts of applications. Apple itself has more than 500,000 mobile applications right now, and the Android market actually reports some 10 billion mobile downloads. But with some of these apps, you might run into problems, and they might do more harm than good.
If anybody can send you any bit of information, there's a potential for being exploited.
And that includes the programs or apps you use every day. From games to email to social networking, your vulnerability begins before the app is on your phone.
So it asked me before I download it if I want to accept these permissions.
Permissions can be anything from accessing your location to the ability to send and receive text messages. Security researcher Georgia Weidman shows us this Facebook app as an example.
It wants to be able to read the phone state and identity. That's the big one. That doesn't seem like that big a deal, but that gives it access to the personal identification number of the phone, which is worth as much to malware writers as a credit card number is.
And Georgia says it's tough to figure out the developer's true intentions.
It's really hard to tell the difference between a developer that just doesn't know any better and a developer that's trying to hurt you.
Georgia showed us an app she created for this demonstration. It asks for permissions similar to that of many popular apps, and in moments, sensitive information is on full display.
There's no indication to the user that any of this happened.
And security experts agree the problem isn't going away.
It's such a varying range of exploits across a bunch of different applications and use cases. It's almost impossible to teach people not to get exploited.
Now, take Apple, for example. They have strict guidelines on what applications are made available to the public, and the Android market will also remove any apps that appear to be dangerous. Of course, once they are spotted, they're taken away quickly. So the best advice really is to look at the fine print, read those permissions. Take, for example, a video game. If it's asking for your GPS location, see if that's really necessary. If not, you might want to look elsewhere. Live in the newsroom, I'm Matt DeLucia, Fox 5 News, local, Las Vegas.
What about reviews? Are those worthwhile, or do the experts say those are just worthless?
Some of them can be good, but, you know, really just it's up to the individual. So, I mean, if you look at it and say, well, hey, I want this application to send text messages, then go ahead and get it. But keep in mind that text messages cost money to some people, so you might not want to do that.
Matt DeLucia live in our newsroom. Matt, thanks. The nation's leading security experts are in town this week for the TakeDownCon mobile hacking convention. Tonight at 10, we wrap up our week-long series with a look at people who are training to think like a hacker in order to